As you're getting ready for this day ahead, hitting near 90 the next 2 days, so starting to warm things up a little bit more than it was over the weekend. Also turning muggier by midweek. It's still really comfortable today. Tomorrow, a little bit of an uptick with humidity, but even more so Wednesday and Thursday. Little to no rain this week. We're keeping pretty dry in the forecast for a change. Looking live here at the ballpark if you're heading out there tonight. Right now, that temperature is 67 and the humidity is nice and comfortable. The winds are calm as you're heading out today. And what about this evening if you're headed to the ballpark at 4 o'clock, hitting your high of 90 degrees. So hot, but not very uncomfortable because the humidity's not bad. So it's good night. At 5 o'clock, it's 88. We'll see some patchy clouds mixing with the sun. At 7 o'clock, you're down to 85. At 9 o'clock, it's 79. Good looking day ahead. Good amount of sunshine. Just starting to heat things up a bit. Plenty of sunshine, not too many clouds out there, and nice, comfortable temperatures. We're starting it off in the mid 60s, 66 degrees right now. We've got a couple of spots just in the upper 50s, so that's pretty comfortable. At 8 o'clock, it's 69. By 10, it's 76. At lunchtime, 83. We are heating things up to the mid 80s. By 1 o'clock, it's 85. Your high today near 90 in the city. Let's go down the shore. I always like to do the shore forecast at this time in the morning because I know a lot of people spend their weeks there. You need to know what's happening, and especially today because you have a moderate risk of rip currents today and tomorrow. So it was high at times over the weekend, moderate today and tomorrow. That's because we have a tropical storm offshore. 80 degrees for your high at the shore today, 81 tomorrow with increasing high clouds. Wednesday, you have a cool sea breeze, 10 to 20 miles an hour. So you're really noticing that breeze all day, 77. Thursday, nice and bright, but still an influence of the sea breeze, just a high of 77 degrees. All right, let's talk about the city. I'll be back with the 7-day with that in just a minute.
With this day, Karen Rock.
Yes, we're working together with that National Day hand in hand because it's beautiful out there. A little bit of a smoky haze you may notice in the atmosphere, but we are heating things up and we are staying relatively dry over the next 7 days. As we look at the chance of precipitation, looks like maybe a spotty shower on Thursday, a spotty shower on Sunday. At this point, just about a 20% chance. For the most part, we're staying dry coming up. Satellite and radar kind of showing the effects of high pressure right here. We've got clouds out to the west, clouds to our south and east, staying dry here. This is just a little bit of ground clutter near the radar site. A good day to walk the dog. We're going to watch for those warm paws by the afternoon hours, but at 7 o'clock it's 66. With sunshine. Humidity is pretty comfortable, maybe not quite as low as yesterday, but still nice. 11 o'clock, it's 81. Kind of heating up by 1, it's 85. By 3 o'clock, you're definitely going to want to check those dogs' paws, maybe walk on the grass because it's 90 degrees, so not too hot. At 5 o'clock, it's 88. At 7 o'clock, you're down to 85 degrees. It's not going to feel much higher than 90. The heat index value, not a big deal today because those humidity levels don't really climb up. So high near about 90 in the city, maybe 89 in Trenton. Looks like a lot of the suburbs holding in the upper 80s, like 88 in Williamstown, 86 at Atlantic City Airport, but a little cooler right along the shore point if you're sitting at the beach in Atlantic City, 81, 82 today. As far as air quality, it's moderate through most of the region today. The ozone, not a big problem, except if you're in Delaware. It is an ozone action day, a code orange, and that's in Delaware where the air quality, a little bit of an issue, sensitive to the healthy groups today. So unsensitive. It's unhealthy for the sensitive groups today, the young, the elderly, anyone with respiratory issues. If you're headed to Music Fest tonight, great night for Music Fest, listening to the Black Crowes. 7 o'clock, it's 82 degrees and sunshine. At 9 o'clock, it's 74. At 11 o'clock, just a few patchy clouds and 70, so a great day in Bethlehem. I mentioned the smoky haze in the atmosphere today. A little bit of smoke today, but more so tomorrow. It looks like this model kind of showing it centering right over our region tomorrow, so it's something we're watching for. At this point, not looking like it's in the lower levels of the atmosphere, not expecting air quality an issue, but you're going to notice the smoke a little more tomorrow. Your exclusive AccuWeather 7-day forecast. It's a good one today. Rather hot, a high of 90 degrees. You're seeing a hazy sunshine, no problem for the fills, nice and comfortable. Tomorrow, smoky haze, even more so, and 89 degrees for your high with increasing high clouds. Wednesday, more clouds than sun, 84 degrees. I think if anybody gets a spotty shower, it would be areas far south. It looks like we stay dry. Thursday, just a stray storm. Most areas stay dry. Shouldn't be a problem for the Eagles preseason game. Big day, 84 degrees. Friday, a nice lately because it's been pretty quiet, thankfully. So we're starting to get a little bit busier. We've got an issue that's developing off the coast, about a 50% chance over the next 7 days of formation. One down to the south near Florida. It's got about a 30% chance. And just offshore, we would have what is now Tropical Storm Dexter with winds sustained at 45 miles an hour. The only impact this has for us is just to create swells and a continued risk of rip currents through the shore. So today's a beautiful day at the shore, but you've got a moderate risk of rip currents with that tropical storm offshore. And it's pushing away from us, not towards us, but nonetheless, today and tomorrow, moderate risk of rip currents, 2 to 3 foot waves. And it's a day you might want to get into the ocean. It's a little warmer at the shore than it was yesterday, reaching the low 80s today with a very late day sea breeze, about 81 for your high in Rehoboth. And again, moderate risk of rip currents, even though that ocean temperature pretty inviting, well into the 70s. Heading out the door today, maybe it's a day for a bike ride. The humidity is pretty low, not quite as low as yesterday, but it's comfortable. At 8 o'clock, it's 69 degrees. We warm up today, though. At lunchtime, it's 83. By 2 o'clock, it's 87. At 4 o'clock, reaching a high of 90, but it doesn't feel like it's any hotter than that, and that's because the humidity's in check, so you're doing all right. At 6 o'clock, it's 87. You will notice a little bit of smoke in the atmosphere today. I think more so tomorrow. Satellite and radar showing no real cloud cover through the region, though. That's really offshore. So there's that smoke that's trying to infiltrate the atmosphere just a bit today. But as we look at the forecast for tomorrow, it does look like that smoke kind of centers over our region more so tomorrow. At this point, it's looking like it's in the higher levels of the atmosphere, not impacting air quality, but it's something that we'll keep an eye on for tomorrow. Other than that, it's been kind of quiet out there, and today's looking good. Tomorrow, we see clouds kind of increase, but the humidity is still on break, so it's not bad. Wednesday, we've got a system down to the south that looks to give us a shower if you're southwest of the city. Pretty far southwest, though. I think most of the area just stays dry Wednesday, but it does have a lot of cloud cover through the region. Here's your exclusive AccuWeather 7-day forecast. Really not too many big problems looking at the forecast. Today we've got some heat, but 90, just moderate, not bad. It's hot, but not terribly humid. Hazy sunshine today, no problem for the fills. Tomorrow, a bit of a smoky haze, 89 for your high. Also an increase in high clouds. Wednesday, rather cloudy, some sunshine, a high of 84. Again, I think most areas stay dry Wednesday. Thursday, a slight chance for a storm popping up. Other than that, it's looking good for the Eagles preseason game, 84 degrees. Nice temperatures for a preseason game. Friday's a nice summer day, warming up to 85. Getting a little warmer for the weekend, but nice, mostly sunny skies.